So when I look at myself, I realize that I have education, I have a phenomenal family to back me up, I have access to phenomenal resources, and if I have the intent, I can really make a change. And when I was looking at things, I just looked back at our own, ancestral history. We have been farmers. For generations, we have been farmers. My father was actually born and he grew up on a farm. And when he saw the hard life of a farmer, at that point he realized that he needs to get educated so that he can make something out of his future and build something for his own self and for his family. And then he came to the city, became a doctor, created this company, Himedia, which is growing exponentially, and we are contributing in a phenomenal way to the society and to science in the country and as well as in exports, because we export to over 150 countries today. And when we look at our own ancestors, the way they lived, and when we look at how farming is done today, not much has changed. Okay, there is technology, things are there, but the land is shrinking, farmers are getting marginalized, water is getting scarcer, farmers are committing suicide. Every 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, a farmer in India actually commits suicide. And that is very painful, because people who grow the food, they should not be taking their lives. And this is something which is at the back of not just my mind, it's also in our family, because we are farmers. So at some point I felt that I wanted to do something. I wanted to go back to my roots, yet get this scientific knowledge and the technology which is available globally with our expertise of media, weave that in to a certain product portfolio which can actually make farming sustainable and profitable in our country. So my intent is to bring high-tech information, take the hydroponic range of products, make the nutrients here, make them affordable, and create a science behind it. Because we have a lab here. In this lab, I'm actually the co-guide for a student. She's a PhD student, and she's doing research on enhancing the nutritional content of different crops and plants. And this is what our country needs. So on one hand, we make hydroponic produce, which can be grown off-season or any season of the year in less than 10% of the water needed for open field farming. And on the other hand, we can custom design produce. For example, we have developed a spinach in our lab which has 30% more iron. Now this spinach can be fed to lactating women or children or pregnant women or just villagers or general population in our country, because we have a huge incidence and prevalence of anemia in this country. So similarly, we can do a lot of magic tricks using the nutrients, tweaking the produce so that top quality produce with the nutritional characteristics can be manufactured and made available to the people. In brief, just to mention about the economics of this, farmers are marginalized today. Marginalized farmer means a farmer with less than 2.5 acres of land. Water is very scarce. The soil is degraded. And because the soil is degraded, what is happening is, so there is less fertile soil available today to manufacture the produce. Now, hydroponics is a technology where you can actually take very less water, or you need very less water, less than 7% or 7% of that needed for open field farming. You need land which need not be fertile at all. In fact, you can put a hydroponic project on a dead and barren piece of land, and you can grow produce vertically. So generally farmers measure their land in terms of acres or hectares. Here, in a small patch of land, you can actually quadruple the output, or you can get 7 to 10 times the output of produce from a small piece of land, because you can farm vertically. So there are many advantages to this technology, and what we want to do is bring this to our farmers here at an affordable price. So that is what drives us to get hydroponics affordably for our own farmers.